All right, good morning, everyone. It's 10:01. We'll go ahead and begin this Tuesday, September 27th, Tuesday, October 11th meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission for the City of Denison. Make sure we're on the right month and date here. Do verify we have a quorum, so we can go ahead and proceed. The first item will be the public comment section. I don't have any request to speak cards, but if anyone wants to speak on a specific item, you can do so at the time of that public hearing. All right. Next, we will move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items for discussion among the commission members? Any questions? Seeing none, and I will entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. All right, the consent agenda is approved. Next, we will move into the public hearing section of this meeting. And anyone that wishes to speak on an item here, if you would, whenever you approach the podium, please state your name and address for the record, please. All right, we will begin with item 4A.
Thank you. Item 4A, receive a report, hold a discussion, conduct a public hearing, and take action on a replat of lots 1R, 2R, and 3R, Block A for the Rosemary Edition, case number 2022-095RP. This is an aerial of what is known as the Rosemary Edition. This was a PD that came before the commission and was approved by council late last year, November, December of 2021. And it allows for multifamily and commercial uses. This is the replat that is proposed. They're proposing 3 lots, with each lot allowing for a single use rather than one entire lot allowing for multiple uses. So the lot that fronts on Lillis Lane that you see is lot 2R that's south of the proposed Viking Street. That is for multifamily. The one just to the west of it is for commercial. However, the lot north of Viking Street is not a part of the original PD and is currently split zoned between agriculture, single family 7.5, and multifamily 1, or MF1. If the applicant or whoever purchases that north lot wants to bring that into the PD that is already established, they'll have to come before the commission and then to council for an amendment to that PD. So just to recap, purpose of the replat is just to reconfigure the lot lines based on the use, and staff recommends approval of the request. And I'm present for any questions you may have.
Any questions of staff? Would the applicant like to add anything?
May I interrupt, please, and open the public hearing
Okay.
first?
All right.
Thank you.
Sorry. We are open to the public hearing, and Mr. Underwood, and also would you state your go ahead and restate your name and address for the record? All right, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Underwood? All right, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak on this request? All right, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing portion on this item. Any further discussion among the commission or questions? Okay, then I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve the proposed replat.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. That motion is approved. We will move on to item 4B.
Item 4B, receive a report, hold a discussion, conduct a public hearing, and make a recommendation on the request for approval of a conditional use permit for auto repair major for property located at 1315 South Highway 75, case number 2022-101 CUP. This is an aerial view of the subject property. You may know this as the B&B, or the previously known as B&B Automotive Center. It is already an established building, and at the time that it was constructed 100% masonry, which is called out for the highway overlay district. This property does fall within the highway overlay and is also zoned regional retail. In the regional retail zoning district, this use requires a conditional use permit. The site plan that you see is the original site plan. Obviously, the site hasn't changed any. There's landscaping there. Just to the north, there is a masonry fence built of the same materials, and it provides screening from the highway for any kind of open storage or any materials that they may have outside of their building. Staff is recommending approval of this, as this was an existing use prior to this request, and the site conforms to the highway overlay district as well as what we would require for a CUP. I'm present for any questions. The applicant is as well. Just I forgot one thing. They are proposing times of Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
All right. Any questions of staff? I guess as part of their request, it's the same, going to be the same use as the B&B Automotive, correct?
Yes, it's for auto repair major, which was the same use.
Okay. And again, would not the current conditional use permit would not apply?
There wasn't one.
Oh, there wasn't one, okay. All right. Any other questions of staff? All right. Would the applicant like to? There he is. Yes, I want to open the public hearing portion of it. Sir, would you please state your name and address for the record for us now?
I'm David Pryor, 2060 Shannon Road, Denison, Texas. I'm here to represent the property on 75 with Whitetail Ford. So if you got any questions, you're answered.
Anything specific you want to add to it?
So this is just additional shop space that y'all are going to use?
Absolutely. Yes.
Does that speak to the quality of the Fords, or does not?
So anyway, it makes it more convenient. We're renting a building on the east side of town
Okay.
currently, so we'll be right out there, be easier to service and more access.
This would be for activities that aren't currently done at the Blake Gutter site, the dealership part, correct?
I mean, we're not gonna open it up to the public at first. You know, right now it's just going to be extra space.
Overflow, right.
You know, like I said, we have a shop rented over here on Houston Street from Mr. Earnhardt that we're going to move everything over there. Done decent work. We're working a lot of Choctaw stuff. We like the brick fence to keep everybody from stealing converters off the buses on the lot over there, since we can't stop that. So it's a more secure place. And we just keep growing. We
Yep.
need that extra space.
The building is a quality construction, and its location is perfect for you and for the use.
Any other questions of the applicant? All right, thanks. All right, would anyone else like to speak on this request?
My name is Maria Miller, and I reside at 104 Laurel Creek Drive, Sherman, Texas. And I own the land that's in conjunction to B&B Auto. And my concern.
Hold on one second. Oh.
My wife and I are speaking on behalf of property that my wife owns. It's adjacent to the former B&B Automotive. And if you, with your permission, I'd like to read my reason why I oppose the request. And it's the proposed conditional use permit falls within the highway-oriented corridor district designed to protect and enhance a major entrance to the city of Denison, Texas. The previous owner operator was granted a conditional use permit to operate automotive repair at 1315 South US Highway 75, Denison, Texas. Mr. Bob Utter's letter, his project narrative, states that he intends to operate a business consistent with the use of the previous owner, diagnosing vehicles and preparing them as needed. The conditional use permit, as applied for, is for automotive repair major. I was specifically told by P&Z staff that the definition adds removing and installing engines and excludes body repair and painting. The definition of automobile repair major, section 2863.27, includes body repair. For this reason, we oppose the request and ask P&Z to amend the CUP to exclude the use as defined in section 28-63-18, auto body painting and rebuilding, which, by the way, is excluded in the regional retail corridor district. So we ask that that amendment be made to the PUC. We see no reason why it would have any impact on Mr. Utter, they didn't intend to do that anyhow, and they're fine, upstanding citizens of the community, and I think they'll do a good job. But we do ask for that exclusion in there, so that there's no paint or body repair. Thank you. And the last thing, just as part of the way B&B operated, everything was kept behind the screen fences. All the vehicles were, the only open vehicles were customer parking. But as far as vehicles were repaired or kept overnight, they were all in the screened-in area. And I assume that means that will continue that way, because this way it was approved originally by P&Z. Thank you. Any questions? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I had to turn your mic.
You got to talk in your mic. I know.
Thank you for being so well prepared. That's very relevant information. Thank you to the
Thank you.
staff for being cooperative and helping them to get there. Thank you.
Thank you.
I did have, there was a letter which was filed, which is what you read, so that was the one letter received on it, so just to note that. Okay.
Good morning. My name's Butch Fife, 700 West Washington, Sherman, Texas. I'm here representing as seller, receiver of the 59th District Court. And if you have any questions related to the property, the sale of property, I'm here to answer those questions.
Any questions for Mr. Fife?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Would anyone else like to speak on this request? I do have one question. I'll maybe bring them back up here, but as far as on their comment about the paint, the body repair and painting, could you expand on that?
I have regulations to look at.
No, well, I was going to ask staff on that.
Right, it's included in the ordinance as something that can be done. However, like you stated, that is not the intention of the applicant to have the auto body repair and paint work. So that would have no effect. If you do want to exclude that, you may. I don't see a reason not to, but that's your call.
Yeah. Mr. Pryor, you want to come back up? I'm just going to ask you, as far as on that portion of it, are y'all intending to to do the body repair and painting, or is that?
No, we just built, if you notice, there's a brand-new 10-bay facility there on our current property that's for collision. We expanded. We're looking for more shop space only. So it's
Okay.
not the intention to do any body repair down there.
And painting, I guess that would.
No,
go along with it,
yeah,
right?
no.
I guess, would you have any issue if that was carved out of the conditional use permit?
No, I don't think it'll make any difference.
Okay.
Because we have no plan of that at all.
Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to make sure.
Sure, no
before
problem.
we- All right, I think that's it. All right. Would anyone else like to speak further on this request? Okay, then we'll go ahead and,
Do you want an amended motion, a different motion?
She's saying that we can if we want.
I think,
okay.
Yep.
All right.
I think we should.
I'll go ahead and close the public hearing portion of this item. Any further discussion among commission members?
Yes, sir.
I do think, I guess, if the applicant doesn't have an issue, then that would make sense to carve out that
Okay.
portion. And again, I guess we're excluding the body repair and painting.
Mhm.
All right. Any further comments, discussion? Then I would entertain a motion on this item.
I make a motion to approve the conditional use permit request for auto repair major for the property located at 1315 South US Highway 75 with the exclusion of paint and body repair.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? None. That motion is approved. All right, that's all the public hearing items. We'll move to staff updates.
There are no staff updates at this time. We are going to do some training afterwards, but we will close out the meeting and go from there.
All right. That's it. Then do I have a motion to adjourn? Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned, 10:18.